Well, this is quite the showdown. Legendary minions on both sides of the board, facing each other down. Unfortunately for me, the priest has lots of cards in hand. And with that massive AoE, he now has the advantage. So it is all but over for me, unfortunately. However, we're going to go out in style. Leper Gnomes everywhere. We are certainly going out in style. Can't complain about this. And this is why I love Wild Mode.
Beware the shadow.
So we're going to give him the explosive trap here. So hopefully he just goes face with the Leper Gnome and his board will explode and then my face will explode. Or maybe he'll just choose to kill me with Ragnaros. He's discovered that it's explosive trap now and not freezing trap. But yes, killing me slowly here. One Leper Gnome at a time. Feels good. And now he goes face, and that's it. That was a pretty cool way to end a game. Okay, so what deck are we playing? We are playing Dane's N'Zoth Hunter. Now, this deck is pretty fun. You know, you've got a whole host of death rattle minions in this deck that, you know, are pretty high value. There was a time in Hearthstone history when N'Zoth Hunter was all the rage. Savannah Highmanes, Sludge Belchers, all coming back to life. It was all pretty sweet, pretty cool. And yeah, that was a couple of years ago when Old Gods first came out. And since then, Hunter has sort of flagged a bit. It's not a popular class. It feels really good though to bring back this kind of hunter, Death Rattle N'Zoth Hunter. It's a high value deck in the late game. In the early game though, it can be pretty aggressive. If you can get a couple of scientists down with a Glaive Zuka, you can push a lot of initial damage. Freezing Trap can buy you serious tempo if you can return one of their big minions to hand. And then you could just snowball from there with a curve. And there's actually very little that they can do to stop you. So yeah, Hunter used to be at one point known for just curving out really well and just being unstoppable due to curve. That goes back to the days of Undertaker Hunter actually, where if you got one or two Undertakers down and just played on curve with Death Rattle minions, you just win the game. And of course that was too powerful, so they nerfed the Undertaker. But anyway, this deck here brings back memories of playing Hunter on curve with good value, high quality minions, and then just winning the game. So let's have a look at this deck in action here on the Wild Mode ladder. Yes, I'm back to Wild Mode. I played a bit of Standard Mode. It was fun, but hey, Wild Mode is my true calling. So we're back to Wild. So yeah, let's start off looking at our first little highlight here. Now, this game here uses actually 2 copies of tracking and 1 copy of explosive trap. So this was the original version of the deck, and I'd end up taking out 1 copy of tracking and putting in a 2nd explosive trap. Because I was just facing a lot of paladins and, you know, 2nd explosive can be pretty good, I've heard, against paladin. So this looks like a Q block here.
I'll show them all.
I value the coin. I really value the coin here because turn 3 Shredder into turn 4 Shredder is pretty strong. Although, drawing Animal Companion does change things a little bit. I think we just play the companion. Oh look, always Huffer, pretty good. So yeah, I mean, was a coined out Shredder better than a Huffer? Huffer got me 4 to the face, which is pretty good. So my game plan at this stage in the game now is just to burst him down, and to hope that there are no Dark Packs, to hope that there are no Voidlords. In other words, to hope there isn't any significant healing. Yeah, so just gonna continue whacking his face. Hence playing Glaive Zuka. Now, Shredder placement maybe could be slightly better. Maybe I should have put it on the left. Given the minion that would come out of it. Does it really matter? Probably not. Wow, Doomguard! Now, that's interesting. Discards Gul'dan. But more importantly, discards Defile. Defile, at least in these early to middle stages of the game, is a pretty good card for him in terms of board clears. Now, I have a bit of a dilemma here. I could just push all the damage phase and the hero power. It's not lethal, but it's close. However, if it's not lethal, I don't feel comfortable leaving anything on the board alive. Particularly the Doomguard, because he can cube it in Dark Pact, and then we're really sad. So, it is a case of having to kill his minions, so I could kill the Doomguard with my face, but then that leaves the 2-1. So the most efficient thing here, I think, is the Death Knight. And we're going to hold the weapon, so that means that we lose out on 4 damage to his face, because we're not attacking with the weapon, and we've lost our 2 damage hero power. So, that's unfortunate, but... And there's the Dark Pact. But yeah, he wasn't dead on that last turn, so I think my play was okay. Now, there's a silence effect, which is so timely for us here. And a poisonous, hey, that's pretty good too. Wrong positioning, however, it doesn't matter. It is a poison minion, so it's just going to kill whatever attacks into it. Doesn't matter. And that's actually the benefit of the Zombie Beast hero power here. The chance to discover taunt, poisonous, or charging minions actually is pretty good. And actually I think makes it superior to the 2 damage hero power. He's carrying on with his healing here. Interesting that he didn't use the Spellstone on the owl. That's interesting. I don't know, maybe he was hoping for Enzoth value on his Voidlord. Of course, he lost Gul'dan. But with Rag going face for 8, and we're a long way away from turn 10, yeah, no Enzoth value for him. So that was a pretty sweet win. Now this little clip was quite funny because I'd found the explosive trap, which made me very happy. Perhaps I shouldn't have played the mad scientist there. I should have just hero powered maybe, or actually played quick shot on his spider, his haunted creeper. But I was thinking, hey, with the explosive trap in play, I stood a chance of winning this game against this aggro paladin. But you see, he's a smart paladin. He plays a Nerubian egg to get the 4/4 Nerubian out of explosive trap, and then he doesn't attack. And if he doesn't attack, there has to be one card that he has for turn 6. It's coming. There it is. Sunkeeper Tarim, of course. Tarim on 6 pretty much wrecks any hopes that I have of winning this game. Had he not had Tarim, even with a 4/4 Nerubian coming out of that egg, I think I could have eventually have outvalued him with Sludge Belcher, a couple more Death Rattle minions, and then Enzoth eventually on turn 10. I think there was a chance, a small chance, that I would have won this game. And there is my lone copy of tracking, which, yeah, doesn't give me anything. So that's why I put 2 copies of explosive trap in the deck, minus 1 copy of tracking. Anyway, let's have a look at this final clip here. And we're going up against a mage. Now I'm actually keeping the tracking because it's something for me to do on turn 1. And we have a 2 and a 3, so tracking may give me a 4. Something to do for turn 4. Okay, it doesn't. However, Mad Scientist here is a body that we can play. And I think that's worth it. And if anything, it's going to get all of our secrets out, right? At this rate. Two scientists in hand, 2 secrets will come out. We discarded 1 secret there. Actually, there were 4 secrets in the deck. We discarded 1. So these 2 scientists will get 2 of our secrets out. And there'll still be 1 left in the deck. So this is Quest Mage. And oh look, always Huffer. Undoubtedly, he's going to be looking to complete his quest as quickly as possible, draw Antonidas, draw the Apprentices, draw Molten Reflections, and then just kill me. And in the process of doing all of that, he'll be looking to control the board. So it's a bit of a race for us to burst him down before all of his AoE comes out, before he stalls. Oh, the end is coming, so yeah, that's a pretty good response there. Although I have a cube. And that's actually a phenomenal counter to Doomsayer. Cubing a high value minion and getting 2 copies of it back feels good. And we have 8 damage on board. We have a Glaive Zuka, a quick shot, and of course our hero power. So yeah, Frost Nova without the Doomsayer feels bad. So he's slowing us down a little bit here. Damn, not Huffer. Never Huffer.
This beast will not be tamed.
I think Sneeds is the pick here because it's an 8 drop. We're getting to turn 8 soon enough. It may do some good work for me. We have things we can do until turn 8, I guess. The question is, can he stall my board for just a little bit longer?
We hunger for vengeance.
Wow. Okay, so I guess we can start with Unleash the Hounds. That's going to help us. That's going to help us kill his minions. We don't have lethal here, but it's worth just double checking. Okay, so that's counter spell, sure. And he got that from a glyph. Interesting. We are pushing a lot of damage here. So the assumption is that he's drawn into Ice Block. And with the pings there, I'd assume he's setting us up for Blizzard. However, I think, you know, at sort of the pace that we've managed to play this game, his deck is just too slow. And even if he's got AoE, Path's Shredder will give us something on the board. And that's why it's such a good card, I guess. Ooh, Glacial Mysteries. Yep, and that is the second ice block, so no more ice blocks for him.
I have no time for games.
So he has to kill me this turn, or he dies next turn.
Someday I'll be just like you.
And when you see the Apprentices come down, you get that sinking feeling in your stomach, thinking, "Oh God, I'm dead, aren't I?" But in this case here, he hadn't gathered the ability to finish his quest, and thus didn't have the ability to play Antonidas and to burst me down. So that was a pretty sweet win against Quest Mage or Exodia Mage. So Dane's Enzoth Hunter. This is an incredibly fun deck to play. Just the value behind the minions is phenomenal. You know, in the late game especially. But as I said at the start of the video, you can be incredibly aggressive with this deck, and you can push a ridiculous amount of early aggression. All it takes is a couple of mad scientists, a couple of animal companions, maybe a freezing trap to buy you some tempo on the board, and then if your hero powers, and then you just finish your opponent off. So yeah, this is, you know, it's a strong deck in my opinion. Is it tier 1? I don't know, probably not, but in the hands of a good player, making smart decisions and actually teching in appropriate cards when you're facing lots of, you know, I don't know, lots of mages where you could tech in a flare to, you know, to get round Ice Block. If you're facing lots of secrets paladins, hey, flare's pretty good there too. You know, I teched in an explosive trap because I was facing lots of aggro paladins. So I think this deck is quite flexible, and in the hands of a smart player that can tech in or out relevant cards, this deck can actually do pretty well. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.